Grand Rising family, it's Shay Seeking, and this is Not Your Mama's Bible Study, along with a little bit of His Story Live. This is going to be the continuation to the whole second Edras uh, and the pandemic and the things that are going on now. Sorry. And the things that are going on now, and if there's any reference to what may be going on right now with the current events that are carrying on. And should we be, well, we should more than likely be looking into it, but, is it something that we should be uh, concerned about, or is this something that is going to be the end of a certain portion of this so-called world? So, yeah, because we know there's a lot of things being rumored right now. But I've already done part one. If you want to go back to that, when I go more into what I'm actually trying to say. And then this is going to be part two, where I do more of the looking into the text to see if things resemble what's going on right now in these days. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you like, join us on the Facebook group, American Aborigines Unchained, where we bring forth a lot of different topics to share with the family, or our soul siblings. So again, that's anyone that is in this frame of mind with looking into the truth, or truth seekers, so-called woke people, or whatever, just bringing awareness to other people, and actually just causing people to think. You don't have to think like us. You don't have to think, about what we're saying. But a lot of us are linked in this mind frame, where you're actually able to see and hear. So you use the information that's provided, and then discern and use your own knowledge, wisdom, and research to come to a conclusion, hopefully. So again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. So, okay. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the soul of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led a flock to the slaughter. Okay? Listen to me. There are people, whether it's fear mongering or not, that are showing different sites around the country that have mass level, what do you call it, caskets. There has been rumored that there have been guillotines ordered. Hopefully, this is for the pedophiles and the sick people that have been causing havoc and doing these disgusting things with children's blood that you would never believe. And these pedophiles, number one, those, okay? And I hope that this is what's coming to them, okay? So it says, behold, my people is led a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So now it's saying the land of Egypt. So again, when we're talking Egypt, sometimes it can mean a form of slavery. Sometimes we could be talking about the people itself. And sometimes it could be talking about ancient Egypt. And sometimes it could be talking about modern day Egypt, which is overseas. And ancient Egypt would be here in the Americas, in the warmer zones, including some of the southern portions of the United States and along the Mississippi River. Okay? That's where there's so much symbolism with the police, have the pyramids, the whole thing that they did with it's a lot symbolic. But again, if you have a keen ear and a keen eye, you can see the difference between ancient Egypt and modern day Egypt. And they have taken everything from us and placed it over there, and they diligently research and review and do all this stuff, and keep information from you. And again, yes, someone said that Egyptians were white, and I believe that this is true. During the last and final dynasties, I think that there was a mixed portion, or a lighter portion of, but the ancient Egypt, Nubia, and these other things represented melanated people right here in Americas prior to 1492. And then even after that, okay? So, Assyria, all of these things. And I'm going to show you a couple of things and let you make your own decision, because I'm someone that just gathers up enough and gives. If I try to keep digging, I notice that that doesn't work for me. So it's just a portion that my spirit, okay, can lead me to show you, and then I get distracted when I'm trying to overly go there, because it's not meant. It's only meant for me to give you a certain portion and then you do the rest. So, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Now, think about the things that's going on in Arkansas and Kansas and all of these places, that some of you that look at the ancient Egypt in America theory, okay, because that's all we have, our theories that they have given you the perception or reality, okay, to dig into and use discernment and wisdom and knowledge to look into. But again, if you notice what's going on in these areas that may be considered ancient Egypt in America, okay, and then if you even look at Egypt right now, there's flooding, a hell of a flood going on there, tearing up stuff, all kind of stuff. So again, let's just see, because it's not history repeats itself. This is a part of the plan or the agenda, okay? So Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague, and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till, okay, they that till the ground, okay, because in the biblical text, we know on this channel that the ground can be talking about melanated people, and its offspring can be the grasses or things like this, okay? So the ground, the dry land, the earth, the dust, that's all considering, speaking of different people of the earth, okay? So that tilling is just them breaking up so that they can cultivate and seed and flood and, do these things and farm and take in the chattel or cattle. Okay, see, because again, a lot of times they speak of us as animals being earthlings or earthly people. When they're talking about we the people, with their, when they got a little bit more crafty, when it says we the people, that's not including you. A lot of things that they say is under, you have to know the meanings of these terms and how they're used in law, in the biblical text and in his story, and you will see what I'm saying. So in Genesis, again, when we're talking about plants and animals, we are actually talking about people. And they have symbols and signs and seals that run the world, and that will show you who we're talking about, exactly what I am going to do with you later on by showing you something to the T as to how I'm going to show you that this is where I'm getting my interpretation from this. Okay? So again, the ground and the waters represent the maritime people, like my Bible here says, of certain lands, okay? Meaning those of admiralty and maritime law are those that came in abundance and stocked those ships and came in abundance over to America, which are foreign entities from another land. And some of them are still the ones that chose not to or didn't actually mix and mingle. They still kept the bloodline and the lineage to the crowns in different places where they came from. Okay, they came, left their mother and father and cleaved on to their wife and took the booty thereof, the lands, okay, the people, the resources, and everything that was on those portions of land, okay? So again, when we're talking about that, we're not talking about no damn marriage. That is just another thing. Marriage, with a marriage license and stuff, that's another way to obtain money from you and get you to connect to the worldly images of what a wedding and all this other stuff is supposed to be. And it's about money, okay? And control when you get that marriage license, because you don't even know the extent of you signing that marriage license and giving it back to these people. Same thing with the deeds to your house and your title to your car. These things, okay? So God shall bring it upon you, okay? They that till the ground shall mourn, okay? These are the pilgrims, the farmers, the planters. These people, the founding fathers, possibly, okay? For their seed shall fail through the blasting, and hail. And with a fearful constellation, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And there's another part of the world that is the heavens or the abode of God, where the governing forces or those who are on a higher pedestal um, reside. Okay? So, for the sword and their destructive draweth nigh. Okay? Their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another people. Now, this happened several times, but is this big last one the big bad bang? This is what I'm wondering, okay? And swords in their hands. So now this is saying this, there's going to be swords in hand. And again, I think swords can also represent in the future, okay? Because we have to take some of the stuff even in Revelations has happened already. Some was happening when Revelations was put together, and then there was some to come that had not come yet. Okay, so you have to be able to discern the way that this is elevating instead of lumping it all into one time in one thing. Whether you think it's all in the beginning or all in happened in the past, or it's all to come. That's not true. It's broken up into sections. Okay, in my eyes. Okay, so for there shall be sedition among men and invading. Look at that, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now, why do we look at our president? Because the king in the caste system represents the president in my eyes. And why are we looking at, why did we wait until it gets to Trump to notice all the problems that we getting from the governing forces and acting like he has any power? Again, there's always been a hidden hand behind this governing force. The puppets are just the people that appeal to the people that they put in front of you. And the electoral college is the one that actually selects who the president is. Matter of fact, I have a old book, or I think it's an almanac or something that was. I'm like, I need to order one of these from like 1900s that explains how people are selected for president, and just be real careful about when they're talking about people and persons and all this other stuff, because again, are you people by law? Are you dead by law, calling yourself misnomers like black and African American?
Because she didn't hang up the phone. Concern.
Sorry about that. Okay. So again, what I'm saying is we're starting to question things. Okay. That don't even mean you need to react. Can you close my door, please? That just means you need to prepare yourself mentally and start to be aware of some of the things that have been put in place in the past all the way until now. Okay? This is a literal history book with some prophecy or planning that had occurred, because the same people are still in control from bloodlines and going down lineages that keep these secrets that are connected to other lands. So you have to realize that most of these people are not you. They wanted to come here to suck what they could from you, whether they were sent here by another governing force or not. They were here to take and put us in a certain situation. Okay, but everything has to kind of happen because, again, this is a part of an agenda or a plan. Okay, Agenda 2020, Agenda 30, it all has to go along. Okay, so disregarding their kings or princes, and that could represent, again, these military men here. It could represent governors. It could represent, again, governing forces. Okay. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city. You see this here? This shutdown. And you ask yourself if this is really that necessary, that we have to stop being able to earn a livelihood, but people or mega businesses, like, I know people still need to get essential things, but No, 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 no. There should be some kind of service or something going on, or you should be able to stop being worldly and figure out how you can get these things done at home if this thing was that bad. Meanwhile, China doesn't have any new cases and seem to be healed from this without a vaccine or a cure. But America and some of these people that again are foreign entities ruling so somewhat sovereign citizens or natural citizens, okay, in that area that they're in, okay, with a certain type of power or perception, okay, that they have the right to do this, and you have to ask yourself, do they? And if you're going to lay down and take it and not inform yourself, I'm not saying go attack anybody. I'm saying inform yourself and get prepared mentally. Or are you going to just keep believing everything these people are telling you? Because especially that media, that mainstream media is a killer in itself. And the amount of stress that they're putting on people is going to, I think, like Trump said, make people want to kill themselves or not be here or cause harm. Or think about them having us trapped in the house for a couple more weeks. You think people are going to be laying down and taking this? When they need to get to the places, it's just going to get tightened. You know, the reins are just going to get tighter and tighter, possibly. You know, we may wake up in a week how fast it happened. It might be over. But then again, it could be a way, okay, to tighten the reins, okay, and get us in that system that they have going on in China, okay, where they watch your every move and give you good behavior. And if you don't act right, you can't travel and do all these other things. I can't remember what type of society thing that it is. But again, that's what's going on. So, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Close my door. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not. Mm-hmm. And shall not be able, for because of their pride. Okay. Mm-hmm. My door, please. Thank you. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay. So I don't know whose pride this is talking about. If this is the lofty or the high up people or the 1% or whatnot, or are we talking about other people that are not really prepared because they haven't been told the true story about themselves and they think that certain people may be getting some special treatment this time, and I feel bad that they go out there demanding things or saying what's right and what's wrong and what people can't do because they have an assumption or a perception as to rights and freedoms, and something may occur with these people because they don't know how to refrain from, you know, these type of things, or they don't know how to react. So again, so this is going to cause fear in a lot of people that are going to be waking up. So again, us waking up and having hard times and perils our whole existence, supposedly, from what these people tell us, and some people thinking that this didn't happen to them and they don't have to be reminded of their slavery and all this other stuff, is going to be a big shocker. Just like you know, I've heard that from people that are still out in the work field, that in certain neighborhoods, I'll just say the Hispanic and the so-called black neighborhoods, that nobody's out. But if you live in certain neighborhoods, you'll see that there's a certain group of classmen that still are out about riding skateboards and walking dogs all day long and running about, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying it's showing the nature of some people that might have a certain level of fear, especially when the military presence shows up, because some people may even be gunned down by the police. So again, what happens to some of these people if these are the groups of people that are supposed to be getting some kind of uh, not a reward, or maybe owed something, and they catch you out and end up taking you in because they don't have to ask any questions or have any meaning. They can just take you out and ship you off to some camp or something for whatever they feel they want at this point in time. because they've used fear for us to let them go on with passing all this stuff. But again, you just have to be alert. Okay? Okay? So, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread. Now, when we read bread, I'm also looking at some kind of food or food for thought, some type of feeding spiritually or through the word, and also, bread. But I don't see why I wouldn't just say food or something like that. It says bread. So breaking bread is also exchanging and giving information, filling yourself up. There's lots of times when scrolls have been used to say, eat this or fill yourself up. And then, you see what I'm saying? So the belly might be bitter after he eats the scroll, but was that literal, or was that saying that he read something and it really made him sick as to the level of what this was that he was reading, that he might have been deceived or something? Okay? So again, and for great tribulation, behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth. Could that be presidents, prime ministers, and all of these other types of people that are so-called rulers? To reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun. Now, that could be a symbol on one of these flags like you see in the background on some of these people. Think about who has that sun on their nation's emblem or flag. Or it can also just be talking about that area. From the south and the east and Libanus, okay, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done unto them. Okay? I don't know. Trump talk a lot about, China getting away with a lot of stuff when it comes to being able to get away with getting rich off of our nation and not giving nothing back, and how he's tired of that. And make America great again. He just talk a lot of stuff. Again, I'm not on nobody's side. I have to point out, and I don't give a fuck who it is. I am going to take the information and I'm going to apply it where it is necessary. See, that hate for white people and hate for this person, or he that, you all know I don't agree with anything that these people do at the top, but that don't mean I'm not listening. Okay, I'm not noticing what's being done and said. Okay, paying attention. Okay, like as they do. Okay, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. Now, this makes me think about some of the things also that's been done and carried out in the Middle East, and lots of things here, thus said the Lord God, my right hand, which makes me think about a right wing or something like that, possibly, you know, Republicans. I don't know. I just don't know. Shall not again. If you're new to this channel, we're using a different, or I'm using a different theoretical timeline as to what the Bible, and I'm going to show you guys something that I think might add to this, of when the Bible actually really was complete and handed off to everyday people here in America, in English. Okay, and I'm saying that they were still writing in this text, could possibly be up until the 1900s. Okay, adding to it. Okay, I just ordered a 1535 Bible, and I'm gonna go ahead. I think it's only 200 pages compared to thousands of pages in the regular Bible. No, if this is true and accurate, when I look at this, then somebody's been adding. And it's true, they can do that because it just goes off the lineage. That's why there's so much about lineage in the book. So much about lineage of these people that came here to the Americas. Okay, we're not even going to go there, but actual random mere men that are from history and their family members could possibly be being spoken of, and more than likely, and I really think in this biblical text. And I've looked at family trees and everything like this, and things match up way too much. Okay? So, I mean, this makes it more realistic than some spook in the clouds that's supposed to stop things, when it's really something about you, a consciousness that's going to be instilled in you, a fire that's going to be lit in you that is going to stop and bring down this by you saying enough is enough and pulling out of the system and realizing who you are and where you're from. And you see your genealogy and all these things do something to you spiritually and within yourself. It just does something, okay? So, my sword shall not. In the Bible already predicted that this was going to happen. Okay? And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Kind of like these sex rings and all these other uh, slave trade, sex slave trade, and all this other stuff, and these pedophiles and everything. Rumored underground, sick. This is the time. This is the time. The fire is gone forth from his wrath and hath consumed the foundations. See, there's been a lot of people spilling out the beans of what's going on under the dress or the skirt of America. Okay? From the foundation or the firmament being placed by these founding so-called fathers. Okay, the foundations. Okay, the fire is gone forth from his wrath and hath consumed the foundations of the earth and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. How many CEOs, 200 and something, left from their position, including Disney, which is a pedophile ring of its own, and the children that have been in their industry, possibly being used for disgusting things and casting couch and all this other stuff for all this time? And we've been feeding this entity by purchasing and watching these Disney movies that have these disgusting images, like penises and stuff hidden in the movies, and we just let our children sit there and watch these things over and over and over again while it messes with their subconscious. Okay? From the power, defile not my sanctuary. Again, this is not going to happen anymore. Somebody is about to take power back. And it's not nobody in the sky. This is real living stuff going on here. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come up upon the whole earth. Because now the whole thing is disgusting. Some of us don't even know how we've been affected mentally. And ye shall remain in them. Okay? So, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth. Now, this whole pandemic is worldwide. It's worldwide. This whole shutdown is worldwide. This whole system that they're trying to put you in, this cashless society and all that other stuff, is worldwide. Okay? And ye shall remain in them, for God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Who is this? Some of these people look real afraid that's standing behind some of these people that's talking in these briefings. And one thing I want you to notice too is that somebody that's supposed to be the president don't have that seal the last couple of times they've been speaking behind them, or on the podium, or the flag with the eagle on it behind them. And I blew my mind, so I feel this might blow the minds of some of you when I show you what I'm going to show you next in this text. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons Remember we're talking about the dragon, okay? Of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth. That could be representing something else, and it can also be, since it was something that's to come, we can also be talking about some type of helicopters. And I believe that the biblical text itself, not the, not even just the Apocrypha, is speaking of certain things of this nature when certain entities came in place with the original peoples, okay? When they were coming to colonize and conquer and cultivate and things the land, okay? That they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the Carmanians, which I think might be talking about the Armenians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boar of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. Okay? Because we're going to watch the way that one of these emblems modify itself over time. And shall waste a portion of the land of Assyrians, which I think also has something to do, even if there's a lot of duality here. Okay? Okay? There's a lot, and we're going to go deeper into it. But when we're talking Assyrians and we're talking America, I'm looking at the southwest. Okay? For some reason. And then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in the great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. Okay? And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them. And in their host shall be fear and dread. In their host. Making me think of the Lord of hosts, but in their host. Okay? Shall be fear and dread and strife among their king. Behold, clouds from the east, from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. Now, it's so funny because I was watching something about this whole Egyptian flood, and they said that winds from the north and the south met and then pushed this rains or whatever their way to flood it. So there's a lot of things that are amazing that's going on in real time here. They shall smite one another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars. See, I think these has to do with the constellations, but then again, I also think about movie stars and things about that's going on with that, and how that Hollywood and well, we won't go there. Sodom. Okay, we won't go there. But how all that stuff is falling before our eyes, if you've been really paying attention. Okay, multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. Now, this could be also stars from you know, so-called the, you know, I don't go there with that. Okay, so, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. Okay. And dung of men unto the camel's hew or hoe. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid. And trembling shall come upon them. And they shall, then they shall, there shall come great storms from the south. Okay. And from the north, and another part of the west. And strong wind shall arise from the east, and shall open it. And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear towards the east and the west wind, shall be destroyed. I hope that's media. The great and mighty cloud shall be lifted up, full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid. See? Look. make the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein. And they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star, fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers and abundance of great waters. Again, waters representing maritime or even military forces, or even, foreigners. Okay? And they shall break down the cities and walls. Look at that. I think Trump was just talking about his wall the other day. I wonder if his will be affected. Mountains and hills, trees of the wood. Okay? Trees of the wood. And grass of the meadows. Again, grass has been used to represent people in the actual Bible. And their corn. Okay? And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her, the star, and all the wrath they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and the smoke go up onto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. Okay? And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And thou, Asia, okay, again, when they talk about West Asia or Asia Minor, sometimes I believe that there's symbolism to be speaking of something to do with America, that are partakers of the hope of Babylon and the art of glory of her person. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and stop there because I think this video is extremely long, and we can go back. We can come back to it, but again, I think I just should really stop there. Okay? So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll continue the rest of 15, and then I will go into the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, that I think is really going to be interesting. We'll say that. Okay, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and join us in the Facebook group, American Aborigines Unchained, where we pass around lots of information that, is useful in times like this, about the past, what may be going on in the future, and what's going on now. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and take care.